Boo, zippity bop bow. Hey everybody, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir, and I will be your host and game master for this episode 178 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the beautiful and talented Brise. Max, why don't you say hello to the lovely people?
Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday night. Let's get into it.
So we are sort of in a weird place for this session. It's going to be an unusual one in as much as how time passes, because we have a severely injured Brise who fumbled a very powerful spell in trying to release the spirits of some undead who are willing to be slain. But we're not very trusting of Brise. They were tired of their tormented existence. These two elven knights, and they were not pleased when she fumbled the spell, but it all but killed Brise. Brise was able to make her escape barely to a tower. And from the tower, then the tiny fae that she has developed a relationship called the Trinidas were able to transport her to a nearby port city. And so, which is the city that she was headed for anyway, called Alamar. She has she's been deposited in Almar. She's been discovered by humans who have sent her who have carried her to a temple, and she's now in recovery, and she will be in recovery for weeks. And so the way we're going to play this is sort of let week by week pass, and roll for developments among the other plot lines that she may need information on. She's also going to inform her employer that she's out of commission for a number of weeks. And all of this basically catches us up to, it's a convenient way for us to catch up to the same time frame as Obi-Wan Karen's character, Mara, who will be joining the stream next week. Brise, realizing the fragility of adventuring alone and really having a close brush with death yet again. We'll put out feelers toward finding a partner, and we'll just sort of wave the magic game master wand and make sure that person is Mara. Mara,
Partner, maybe more of a babysitter, is actually.
That's right. So that's where we are. We're late afternoon, and the temple, I forget the god's name, but it's of the local pantheon. Moranen. So Jordan goddess of purity, truth, and faithfulness. It's a small temple, southern edge of town. Not really the edge, but southern part of town. You've recovered there. You've been recovering there. You've spent your first night there and slept most of the day. And so you wake, and were there people in the room? I forget where we left off exactly.
Yeah, I mean they slipped me into a warm bed and left, and then that's where we left off in the late afternoon.
And you're recovering from surgery. As well as magical healing. And
they know I'm a paladin who's served the temples in the past.
Right. So you have and so you have all the rights of a paladin, in service to this temple, more or less. I mean, you can't get to the high goodies that this little temple may hold, but certainly you'll be treated with respect and not expected to pay anything. Although certainly you will also want to, return the favor and help
Well,
with the resources.
that's an interesting concept.
That's
I would
right.
have nothing but the clothes on my back.
Yes.
I was about to say, oh, I could read my tome. Nope.
I know, and that's something I should have texted you earlier in the week and said we probably need to go through your inventory and find out like what items you might need to account for their whereabouts. Like, do you have something that's been loaned to you?
Yeah.
We really need to do a review of your inventory off screen and take a look at sort of the consequences of some things that you may have lost, that you definitely have lost now. So you lost your way down to the Unmouth.
All my tomes. One of those was definitely on loan from Miagral. Yeah. Not great.
So as they occur to you, you sort of need to mark items that require restitution or explanation.
Sure.
And so we can deal with those consequences as the opportunities occur to your character. I think so in the course of the first few days, what was the name of you get the name of the head priest here?
No. Well, the young priest is named Calor, but the older priest. Oh no, that is him. Calor.
I got you.
He's the one who did surgery on me.
Right. 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 So, a meal of broth and soft bread and
Delicious.
Calor comes to, check on you late that night.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself really weak, and sort of hold a, half remembered conversation with him. Oh man, you lost the
I'm looking through now. Shit.
You lost the coin that was to summon you back to Alamar to talk with the priest about Verilag.
Coin? Oh, what was that to summon me back?
It was.
You mean like to show to him physically?
It basically stores your memories in the coin.
Yes, that's right. Wooden coin, which prevents Verilag from possessing me to learn my interactions with the priest in Alamar, right? So I probably wouldn't even remember what I spoke with the priests about.
Right.
Calling and possessing the coin, which then they replaced my memories to say that coin was given by my parents.
Right, and they're very important to you, and so there is an urge for you to go back to that spot.
I know, yeah.
Off that little traveled road and try to find your gear, and setting aside all the other things, that item is of great sentimental value to you, or it's been imparted.
Right.
That's so.
Right. I would be there's one of that item in the entire world, and I'd be remiss if I didn't get it back.
Right.
One thing here also, not to obviously we're not going to undo everything we did, but I do have an amulet of spell absorption. First 15 levels of spells directed against me are absorbed. Would a fumble count as that?
No.
Really?
A fumble is not even recognized in many ways as a spell. It's magical. But the
okay.
But the because it was misstructured, right? It was miscast. It's hard for the amulet to even recognize it as a spell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, um, so,
I guess I wouldn't sleep with my rings, right? Those would all be off.
no, I mean, no, I could see you having your rings.
Okay. Ring of Regeneration. That's not bad.
And you still have Azrael, of course. That's one you would always sleep with, right? Otherwise, you break familiar bond.
Yeah. Really sad the Doorstone to get back to Kiacon.
Yeah,
That sucks.
yeah. I kind of it's
the Kelthorn. Oh my god. The staff that lets me translate any language. Oh my god.
Yes.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, but you've been a little remiss in its care. So I actually have been keeping track, and I was like, when you were going to next use it, it was going to be in pretty poor shape.
Oh yeah. I think I was supposed to water it.
Yes. But yeah, I think it's a mark of Karandrin that you do sort of build up this legacy of items that are storied and interesting and important, and to lose them, you're like, oh, I'll lose all these opportunities for, and I kind of like that. I like the fact that the world here and there sort of lays things at your feet that opened the world up further.
Right.
And now you just have to rebuild a different set of them, but you also gain incrementally knowledge such that you might be able to piece these things back together, because now that they exist, and you can start asking around about it.
Know what to look for. Yeah.
Right. So first day is a lot of sleeping. You don't get a lot of, all these, maybe little tasks that you were hoped to do, send messages or whatever. You're just not awake long enough to have enough focus to get them done. So we're going to roll to the next morning. So what date are we on now?
The 30th.
Okay. You have more energy, but you're, they're not letting you out of bed or anything.
Yeah.
Blankets feel a bit hot today, but, they keep putting wood on the fire and, in the depths of this sort of chilled temple. So you wake up in the evening of the 30th. You remember being woken and given food and just falling back asleep. They keep urging you to drink more water. See if there's a simple task you want to get done today, you can get that done. I would think that the most urgent thing would be to send a note, to send a messenger to Mia Grall's
keep. Yeah, I'll ask if a message can be sent all the way to Mia Grall's keep outside of Balabry. That'll just take a while to get there anyway.
Yeah, it'll take probably 10 days to 2 weeks to get there.
And on that note, I'll say had a nasty accident. I'm safe in Alamar, but resting, recovering for several weeks. Could say I'll be back at the keep, less in a month if things are good. I'll also mention
who do you want to address the note to?
To Athene, probably the best person.
Athene, for our listeners, Athene is the castellan of Lady Meagraw's keep. I should put Lady Meagraw up. Brise is under Lady Meagraw's employ, and Athene oversees Brise's work. So you're addressing it to Athene, and you're going to add what else you said to the note?
Should I mention Kralum to Athene? I can't remember.
Kralum.
Being on the move. Although he seems to only be focused on me, so maybe it's not a concern of hers.
Right.
I should say I've lost everything and have no money or goods, but I am in the protection of the temple, always caring for me. And I'm looking at my tomes. I actually don't think I have a tome on loan. I think I actually bought all these. I returned the one back.
Right.
So I don't need to mention that in the notes.
Okay.
So we'll just we'll leave it at that. And then if you could inform Fraldrum of that as well, I'd appreciate it.
Right. So off it goes.
XOXO, Brise.
Yeah.
Much love. Cheers.
Right. So that puts us.
Venturing's a bitch.
Yeah, it is. And then you almost die. Right? That's the
yada yada yada. I'll be back in a month.
That's right. You know where that comes from, right? Yada yada yada.
Seinfeld, yeah. I was talking with Noel about one of my favorite Seinfeld skit where George wants to combine eating and sex. And then by the time of the end of the episode, he's factored TV into it too. So he's like, boop. so like degenerate.
Yeah. So it's so indulgent and selfish, just like that character should be. He's Jason Alexander's a fascinating dude. He's really interesting. He's got an interesting podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So roll for me for the next day.
Okay. 30.
So again, you sleep all the way to the afternoon. Roll for me again.
64.
You thought you'd been feeling hot. You definitely are feeling hot. You've developed a fever.
Great.
The abdominal wound is swollen and inflamed. Magic and herbs are applied. You do feel somewhat better.
So how does you do surgery in a back room of a?
Yeah, it's not the right.
A lot of dust. I remember being on the barrels. In that room.
Do we remind me? Did we secure? I should probably pop up some captions here. Did we secure a spy through the priest of Pelka to watch any? Did the priestess of Pelka agree to keep an eye out on Volshad and Holver?
Good question. Let me check.
I know we had I think we had the conversation.
Priestess was summoned. She was questioned. And she wasn't too keen on what was happening. Let's see here. Oh my God, there's a lot of information. Do we remember the name of the priestess?
I don't. I know Pelka is Pelka.
Yes. Let me try that.
Let me hop to my database and see if I wrote her down. Inucar.
Ah.
Ennucar.
Yes. Thank
Young
you.
Goblin priestess.
So she feels that something is off about the village. However, no, that's the last of it. I think she did go back to the village without any
commitment.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. At least I didn't have her noted as committing to anything.
Right.
I think our next form of action, honestly, was how do we just disrupt their operations in the village, drive them out?
Right.
We're talking about like summoning, a whole group of paladins, but obviously that would draw too much attention. Maybe bring it into question Miagral's, what's the word? Miagral's ability to keep her land safe from such a
immorality and evil.
I think it had festered for that long, right? That it needs that much action. That's what they wanted to avoid.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but we left it at that.
all right. So the day is spent, being treated for fever.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of are inactive until August 3rd. So you've been fighting a fever. There's times you were delirious. Move these out. There we go. There we go. So, yeah. So you get a single small action on August 3rd.
Okay.
You sent a note. Your note left what day? I should
The 30th.
The 30th. Okay, so that's 4 days. So you've got quite a bit back. Oh, I know what we're going to do. Right. I've forgotten that. Okay. So what next action do you think you want to take?
I sent a note to Aldruf when he comes back because he left to accompany Miagral on her tour part way, but I don't know when he's coming back. So I might send a note for him as well.
We could sort of say you've done all of that. If they're separate,
sure. If it was one note just to the keep with all that, yeah.
Right. I mean, just be separate letters, in one
Right.
bundle.
Right. So yeah, I'll just
So
basically
all,
what I do with theme, but in more high level.
yeah,
All the XO stuff that was supposed to be for Aldrin.
for
There
all,
we go.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, then I don't really have an action to take then. I think I'm actually there was one, I guess I'm trying to find in my notes. I promised Oshekra that I would look for the blue vein south of Convergence.
Right.
I'm trying to remember if there was a timeline on that he wanted an answer by. But if not, then I'm just gonna let that lie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that other guy's name. Batherin, is that it?
Yes, that's his go-between.
Oh no, Baranth.
Okay.
Batherin.
Although I think that's a character.
Probably.
How do you spell it? Do you have a
Burranth?
Yes, human agent. Got you.
Yeah. 10 mithril.
Met a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was no like timeline or anything, so I won't unless he comes and finds me, I'm going to let that lie. So I will just spend the time resting and cuddling with Azrael.
Right. And blue vein was a plant, was it not? A vine?
Yes. A vine that the extract you can use to make magical items and wands that avoid bypass detection magic.
Okay.
So gather information on something, even if it has an enchantment that would detect that, would kind of bypass that enchantment.
All right. Yeah. Where did you meet him? Was he in Balabry?
Yes. He was passing by, kind of requested my audience on runnings with me, and then met him in a tavern in town.
And that was his point of contact with you, right?
Yes.
That is his location of contact, is that tavern.
Right.
Okay. That's interesting. I do like, as I've said before, in Karandrin, like I like seeing the backside of how it is that adventurers get involved with these powerful individuals. They're like, I don't have time to go do this, but I could hire some mid-level, some adventurers with some experience and some skill, and give it. I can throw some coins their way, no problem. So you can, gather information from the temple as your action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, finding out where exactly you are in town, finding out, I don't know. I'm just trying.
Yeah, I would like to find out the temple I had visited before in my notes from God knows how many years ago. I think it was Astalon?
Yes, it's the chief temple of Alamar.
I'll ask about that, is how far, am I in town from the chief temple of Astalon?
It's a good couple hours up the Old Coast Road and then to the east. That's what you find out.
Oh, I see. Like the road goes through Alamar.
Yes.
Continue on the road. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So not the Southern Passage, which intersects north of Alamar.
Right. Perhaps I should send them a message, and if they could meet me here, I could still converse with them. Maybe I'm not fit to converse yet, though.
Right. You may, yeah, you may, but it's at least you've figured out that they're here in town and you know where they are.
Yes.
And yeah.
Okay.
Uh, all right. So we're on this is the third. Is that right?
Yes.
Marked improvement in the next several days. Let's see here. So August 4th, Trinidas
Yes.
return.
Yeah, everyone, Karen.
Hi, Obi-Wan. Um, it's sort of late in the morning. You are still, napping most of the day on and off. Trinidas, clearly wait for an opportunity when no one's in the room. The flower people, they go and kind of tuck themselves behind the door in case the door opens. The Trinidas are small enough that there's no
Hide pretty easily.
yeah, they can hide pretty easily. So they just sort of stand on the far side of the. Got it. There we go. Sometimes I'll scroll through the captions to put a new caption, and it does the zoom instead. And so suddenly I am zoomed way up on the captions. Not helpful. So yeah, the Trinidas stay on the far side of your head to converse with you, and in their chorus of voices, they greet you and say, "Daughter of man, it is good to see you cared for." It would seem that you're in no place to gather news. Are we wrong?
Unless it's about this room. Yes. It's going to be a while till I'm back on my feet.
You would have lost their emblem of trust, that leaf.
Right.
Do you want to bring that up now or just wait till later?
Yeah. I'll mention unfortunately I've lost the token you gave me. If you had another one to replace it, I would be very appreciating that.
We will return with one when next we speak.
Okay.
She says that the Philistine, where's my Philistine note?
Have all vanished. They're all dead. After I took you see, I fumbled the spell. Actually, I killed all the Philistines.
They continue their work on the fortress. There is now apparently orders of timber that are making their way through that western edge of the vetch that they now control. And that seems headed to the fortress. And they're unharassed by the Philistine patrols. The wagons carry an emblem of a the two-handed, the two-man saw that they use to go through trees. And within the saw is Bilra and Sons, Bilra and Sons. So they've clearly contracted with a lumberyard,
Right.
and they're bringing timbers in.
Need an undead fortress built? Call Builder and Sons today.
That's right.
Zero.
That's right.
Zero
No, really, it's no questions asked. Is
Yeah.
So so clearly this is Chelbrick, using his wealth and the wealth accumulated by the Philistine to begin paying civilians to bring in goods and probably specialists to do the actual infrastructure within this keep that they're building.
Right. Welcome, Quinn. Glad you could make it. I didn't know you had a direct line to the White House. That's something you should have told us about.
What, Quinn? What idiot were you talking to? Because I'm here and I didn't take a call. So,
Yeah, you went from one phone call with an idiot to now with two.
that's right. You've got double the idiots to deal with. I should got to keep track of what's going on here. So, all right. So, they say if there's nothing else, they'll see you in a week and give you updates on what's happening. Is there anything else you need to talk to them? And they'll return with a token. Another mark of friendship of the Fae.
Yeah, they don't have a way to talk with Fraldrum, do they? They would know where she is. They only know where I am.
Right.
But we did. I remember we all. Did we all meet? I thought Fraldrum met the Trinidos. Maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering.
You had to inform Fraldrum about the Trinidos' appearances
I
within.
do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think they've met. No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else to bring up then. I guess yeah, okay. I'm also remembering Averdal, who came to the sought refuge at the keep, and I'm assuming he's probably left by now.
No, I thought they left much earlier. I thought they left some weeks ago.
Maybe it was, yeah.
I think they get a. Did they get a parcel of land? Did they get a land grant from Miagral to begin farming and that sort of thing? I thought they had.
Yes, I think so. They were going to rebuild their fortune like in her
county. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next several days, napping, fever continues to come down. They were really worried about you for a while, like that this was going to finish you.
Yeah.
And
then I find out, I wake up and I've been in the fever the whole time. All these, right. I saw tiny deer.
That's right. This is
the undead. They're building the fortress.
That's right.
Oh, that's okay. Go back to sleep.
So let's move to August 15th.
Okay.
Not a lot of opportunity for you to do things. You're just not feeling up to it. Quinn's hating on your continued survival.
Just keep coming back stronger, Quinn.
And a initiate appears at your door and says you have a visitor.
Okay.
And Fraldrum walks in. So they received your note yesterday. And she asks about your health. Wants the story of what happens.
you see, there was an army of undead I was staving off. And,
That's right. Saving the world, Frowdrum. That's what I'm doing.
I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it was just a fumble of my own magic. Did me in really well, and I was in a dangerous situation. Had to escape. Didn't have time to grab anything. Just really glad made it out alive.
She checks you over, can tell that you're still lightly fevered. You're like, yeah, they've been watching it closely. I'm okay.
They're taking good care of me at this temple.
She says, in terms of news for you, Doshrik has made another trip to Pleston, to the city of the White Lady, to try to get more information on who Chelbrick has been socializing with, like what's his social contacts, and because we know that he's sort of a partier and a social animal, and hopes that he'll be back in a week or so with more information. She asked, so you did. We'll assume in the note that you mentioned you did not have a chance to explore the lake. Bear Legs Lake.
You mentioned that.
And so she advises, that still needs to be done. I would do it while I'm here, except it's going to be particularly guarded against beings like me.
Right.
And so as soon as you can, make that a priority, and then
keep. I tell her my plan to I want to speak with the priests from the chief temple of Astalon here to see what they already know. Before I go out myself, they might have already done that themselves.
She also mentions that, dang it, which one was it I was going to do? I've lost track. Oh, right. The priestess of Pelka, that tiny town where Chelbrick now rules, not Chelbrick rules, where Holver rules, is, although she was very reluctant to sort of be a spy for us in that area, she has sent word 2 days ago of an unusual town celebration for no reason. Holver and Volshad were in attendance. They had casks of wine brought in, ale, and they seem to be in very good spirits. And of course, Frowdrum fears that means they've recovered whatever item they were after, which would be the
9-fingered candle.
The 9-fingered candle. Frowdrum is going to make it her obligation after this. She's going to go to southern Theaxia. For our viewers, we're in the Mannish nation of Theaxia right now, in the north. She's going to go to the far south and confront that contact.
Yeah.
That had been seeking it also, to find out, to tell him, look, these two, evil beings now have possession of it.
if you have any any morals or any
Yeah.
you know,
If there's a
might
good bone in your body, we need
Yeah.
your help. What was that guy's name? Do I have him in the database?
Yeah, he was.
I looked in my notes and searched for the word 9, and I don't show anybody there.
Let's see.
Well,
Dwarven sorcerer from Gordovan named Dishall. Dishaall. He sought it 30 years ago.
there we go. There he is. I just didn't fill out the notes yet. Um, so,
Has Doshrik is Doshrik? He's going to Pleston. We haven't heard back yet.
yeah, he's been in Pleston for more than a week already.
Is he also going to ask about the Uthnorn there? There's supposed to be a colony outside of Pleston. We wanted to establish like a contact with.
I think you were going to do that, weren't you?
Oh, yes, I was actually. Now that I remember.
Yeah. So I think he's going to lay low and just do stuff in town.
Information gathering. Yeah. Okay. That's something actually I could do here. I could at least ask for any kind of people to do research from the temple if they have spare resources.
Right. And have them research what? What would you, the Uthnorn specifically?
Yeah. Really, we want to know, is there a way to uncorrupt an Uthnorn, right?
Right. Right. The Uthnorn.
It's just a whole bunch of corrupted fae that are violent and, wreak havoc on whatever
seem to be trapped inside this item called the 9-fingered candle.
Right.
And so we know that it can slay entire cities. The Uthnorn just emerge out of this dark cloud, and it was mistaken to be like poison and things like this, some sort of gaseous phenomenon that would wipe people out. But no, it was this host of blackened fae that would just slaughter populaces. But scarier than that is the fact that Holver and Volshad wanted to trade to someone.
Yes.
And what are they going to get that's equivalent to that?
The 10-fingered candle.
Oh, my Lord. The fingers keep coming. They just, I have a 47-fingered, it's, I can't lift it.
Now, Kevin, you're just getting ridiculous.
No, this is my bad. This is always my, Obi-Wan Karen warns me against this all the time. She'll shake her head and she goes, "You're such an idiot." That's love. That's what love is right there for you. 716. So she reminds you that Mirgral will be back sometime around the 23rd of this month, returning from her tour.
Mm-hmm.
They're expecting to spend another week at an ally's castle and then make the trek back. And she suspects that the Eagles are looking to make contact with you. that
Okay.
they have for the past month sent regular scouts over our area who fly around for a couple of hours, then leave. She's been trying to get in contact with the council of that area, the Wizards Council of that area, since they have a good relationship. Well, hell, the Eagle is part of that. The Lord of the Eagles of that area, Korokyle,
Right.
has a good relationship with them. You've been out and about. So you left. How long ago did you leave Meadross Keep?
Let's go back July. I think July 23rd, I was in Convergence.
And then it's been travel and mishap since then.
Yes.
Okay.
So July 23rd is when I was last got on the road.
Right. And so you're I know I had that written down. Your stipend would be due you
Oh, that's right.
100 gold. Is it 100 gold?
250 gold
250
on
gold
the 17th.
on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think an advance would be out of the question, given your circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give you 350 gold.
Okay.
She's, for Aldrim's like the extras to, from me to make sure that you're safe. And you're given some basic equipment.
Okay.
So 2 pairs of boots. You're wearing a robe now from the thing, but so you've got your shirt and pants already, an extra shirt and an extra pair of pants, 2 sacks, a belt. Two small pouches, 1 large pouch. A +10 substance dagger.
I was going to joke like, oh yeah, +10. Okay.
And then 20 sheets of parchment, ink, and 10 quills.
All right.
So at least you can operate now not as a penniless, barefoot beggar.
Right. That's my name.
So
yeah, this feels really like session 1. That's all I got.
Yeah, just the sort of the basics, and even less than that, because there you had weapons and shield and stuff like that.
Well, I guess I have money. I could buy my own food.
Right, and right. And that's her. She's not going to pick a meal for you, right? I thought about her bringing you weapons and so on, but she's like, it's so personal. You've got money,
yeah.
So.
Oh, I should. Is there anything in my room at the keep I would want? I don't think so. I do have a Let me check. I have a flail, plus 15 substance, plus 15 magic flail. I was keeping at the keep. And that's the only useful thing that I could have had back.
Is that the one you were given? The honorary one you were given?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't think it's unreasonable that you would have thought to ask for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Say that.
Yeah. So move it from one place to another. Don't copy it. You can't have multiple of them.
2 flails. Okay. Yeah, I'll clean up all my equipment later. Just show what I have now.
Yeah, just significant items you need to mark in your to-do list. Move them to your to-do list to, like,
Yes.
I don't know if there's an apology you need to make or things like that. So she says that she'll let everyone, everyone knew that she was coming here to check on you before she goes and confronts Deshal. She will be back here as soon as Deshal gives her an answer, just to keep you in the loop. She can't say how long it'll take. And she urges you to get better and be safe. But again, we need information on that lake.
Yes.
On the lake that stored the spirit of Verilag, so that we know what Oshekra is up to. She says, as detailed as information as you can give us about that will let us and let me and other experts know sort of what he's up to.
Right.
So she stands, sort of squeezes your shoulder, wishes you well, and tells you that it may be time for, as dangerous as things are getting, maybe it's time for finding a companion you can trust. And takes her leave of you. And I think it's a good point for a break.
Oh, yeah. We rolled right through that.
Yeah. So we're at August 15th. And then we'll see what the return brings. So, guys, we're going to go stretch our legs and refill our drinks. So just bear with us, and we'll be right back with you. Thanks for being with us this far. Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Let's get Max back here and continue his convalescence. I told you Max wouldn't abandon us. There he is.
Well, I thought about it. I had a quick burger for dinner, and then I'm like, I could just sit on the couch and stare at the ceiling instead of. I mean, that's what Brise is doing now. So.
That's right. Minus the burger. So,
All right. Let's get back to it.
Yes. So she leaves on August 15th. A lot of fatigue. You want to send a note to the Temple of Astalin north in town?
Yes. If I feel up to having an audience, I'll introduce myself as Brise, came to you, would have been in March, right?
Yeah, maybe late March, but
in late March, on a topic related to the Sorceress Verilag. Say where I'm staying and if I'm amenable to visitors, but unfortunately I can't move around much because of injuries.
You send that note on the 18th.
Okay.
On the 20th, wait, let me check my sure I'm skipped. So the Trinidos.
Trinidos visit again? Yeah.
So the Trinidos would have visited on the 18th.
Okay.
They bring you another of those sort of leaves that are they silver veined leaves? I forget.
It's just an half-inch half-inch leaf. Yeah.
Okay. Just copy that description down and you have a replacement then token of friendship from them. Wow. You see
2005.
20-year-old character.
And she is 20 years old.
They report that another wagon has made it up the western edge of the Vetch unmolested and delivered goods.
Right.
It was very large iron pieces. Shelbrick was there to greet them. They're working on placing great fixtures for the doors, hinges, chains, things like this.
Yeah.
There'll be more shipments coming. Also of alarm is that the Philistine patrols, I guess I could keep dropping these captions while we're talking about various elements in the game. Philistine patrols have spread further east. They are both in the air and on the land, passing through the forests. There have been families that have been caught and killed who were clearly trying to find arable land or to cut south convergence for new opportunities.
Mhm.
And these have been slayed without warning.
Bad time to be in the vetch, that's for sure.
Yes.
It's always bad to be in the vetch, but it's worse now.
Yeah. On the 20th, we have not Doshrik, sorry, we have Fraldrum's return.
Okay.
She's tired. She says she doesn't have long. Deshal has agreed to help very reluctantly.
Okay.
It took a lot of convincing. I think when he heard that the item was going to be exchanged, that is the 9-fingered candle, he grew very alarmed. Pressed me with questions to figure out the identity of it. I told him we knew very little, other than they refer to the buyer as he.
Well, that cuts out about 50% of people in Karandrin.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on a great track.
He knows of a few interested parties. Two in the Pin Clans, which is the desert nation east of the mountains, and another sort of lone operator in the ancient lands. None of these people should be allowed to come into possession of the item.
Yeah.
She says your color's looking better. You're like, yeah, I still have trouble standing. You know, it's exhausting. Sleeping most of the days. And off she goes after again a sweet pat on the shoulder. The 23rd is going to be a very busy day.
And if I get a chance to ask if anyone's available to maybe find some books or do some research on the Uthnorn, and I feel up to it. Try to squeeze that in there.
There is a text specifically on the Uthnorn and their brethren, the Dianorn,
Okay.
which are more water oriented. Rolled a 172.
Great.
So they bring the text to you.
Okay.
You start reading it on the 20th. You get a note on the 21st from the temple that they will send an envoy.
Took them long enough.
And they will be at your disposal for the full day, given your recovery.
Okay.
So on the 23rd, we have a lot of interesting stuff.
That's when the dragon attacks.
That's right. Should erase that. So potentially Meagraw's returned, but you have no way to confirm that fact. But you do meet with a priestess from the Temple of Astalon in Alamar.
Okay.
I forget how to do this anymore. Oh, it's under M, is it not? There it is.
Oh.
Whoa.
Where did we go? Oh my God, Kevin.
Hang on. Oh, I see. There we go. There's the button. So I was double clicking an app, and I must have only needed one click, and it highlighted, it spotlighted, as it's called, our logo. So
beautiful artwork.
So there we are. Boom. So weird to use this NPC roller because it's one Josh built me. It's just weird. Okay, not that.
Work your Excel magic.
Man, I do not remember what I'm doing.
Wizard in the sheets.
Man, I don't remember what I'm doing.
Okay, maybe.
It is ridiculous. I had a note on here. Where's my note? You know what? There it is. All right. So elven woman, priestess. She is got some height, medium build, brown eyes, hair down to mid back. She closes the door. She introduces herself as Lucan.
Okay.
She seals the door with magic. She says, I assume that you will not mind if I search for any demonic presence on you?
Do what you may. Do what you must. What you can.
She casts a number of spells on you, taking her time very carefully.
Quinn started playing Quinn with one N in 1991. Plus 135 Halberd of Godslaying.
That was my Middle Earth campaign. Did you have that, Quinn, or did Keith have that? I thought Keith had it. Or did you guys swap it off?
Swapping a Halberd of Godslaying is what did he exchange it for? The 9-fingered candle?
No, that among the party they would hand it off.
I see.
It's my memory.
The person who could use it most in the moment.
I did this thing called the Maze of Sauron, and it was this map I drew of rooms and threats that would randomly generate, and you were trying to find your way out. And in there, they were gathering treasure, and they rolled this enormously powerful item. And it was just, so they had a special enchantment on it, and I rolled the special enchantment, and it was like, I don't know, 3 open-ended rolls or something.
Jesus.
And so the idea was that Samhain had put it in there to kill the Valar.
Right, okay.
And so
just sitting on it this whole time.
that's right. Until he's ready to slay. She uses a rod for her spell casting. It's a very light beige colored wood, and it's carven with the symbols of Astalin. So there's emblems of the star, the shield, and which is a long pointed shield, a kite shield, and at the top it has Astalin's symbol of the eagle. The work is just exquisite. It really is beautiful. She's satisfied that you're untainted, and she sits and says, what do you have to say to us?
Well, it all started when I took one step. I came to your temple in March. I had accidentally released a part of or compromised the integrity of her prison, the sorcerer's Verilag. But I have since this is about 2 months ago, I guess now, removed the power. Was able to, working with some allies, was able to remove the demon that was channeling her power, or she was using to channel power, and thus, without the demon to power her magic, she had sent back to the prison and is no longer a threat. Which is all good news so far.
Yeah. And then you ask her, probably, have the paladins been keeping watch on the lake?
Yes.
She says that we, of course, keep regular checks on the lake.
Okay.
And it would seem that a landowner has now taken possession of that property and has posted grangers on that land a group of 4 Grangers now camp on that clearing that contains the lake.
Hmm.
Um,
Have you observed any other activity? For the grab, have they been mostly staying put or trying to interact with the lake? Are there any
they
in their party as well?
the Grangers merely patrol the grounds around the lake.
Okay.
They have tents up. We did try to make contact with the landowner. He is listed in the public record as Bonnier.
Okay.
He is a man of some wealth who has a small estate east of Alomar. We warned him that the lake was simply unholy. And offered to build a wall around the lake just to keep the unwitting out of it.
Right.
He says he'll take care of that. And we have seen evidence of stone being hauled in, quarried stone being hauled in and placed in a couple of locations near the lake. You feel compelled to tell of the loss of your father's coin. It's a weird compulsion since it seems to bear on nothing. And you ask sort of just very strangely, could you be on the lookout for it? Even though, of course, it's miles away and it's a single coin in a major city. But you were comforted when she says that she'll absolutely watch out for it. And that such things will fade in the fullness of time.
Okay.
I think there's anything else she would ask you. Anything else you need to bring up with her?
I mean, I'll tell her, I should confide in the temple, right? That I suspect that the man Vonnier is serving has, ill intentions toward using the prison.
Clarify.
He is a wizard named Oshekra. And he wants to repurpose the prison capabilities to instead imprison his enemies, some of which we believe to be benevolent creatures.
She asks if you have any proof of this.
What proof do I have? What proof do I have? Only from conversations I heard. Darn. No, yeah. Just from interacting with his servants and questioning them, on the conversations they've overheard from him and putting the pieces together. But I've met Oshakra, and, trust me, he's not, a man to be trifled with. He is, will do anything in his power to get what he wants, and is a danger. If he has his eyes on that lake, then he is a danger to everyone near it.
I do not know of this Oshakra. I will, however, recommend that we put a watch on Vanir.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a description of Oshakra so that we can be on the lookout for him?
Are there any spiders in the room?
Kind of like that.
Yes. He is unmistakable. His top half is, heavy set. I forgot the verb used to describe it. Burly, bearded man, but his bottom half is entirely replaced by a spider-like appendage.
With multiple metallic legs.
Cool metallic legs. The kind of bowl he sits in.
Travels by coach in public areas since his appearances. You have a pretty good memory of the coach, at least you saw, and you give her a description of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm missing a ton of chats. Good Lord.
Yeah. Quinn Selascon. Is Oshakra just actually Trump? Is that right? They kind of share a lot of similarities. Except I think Oshakra is a little more competent as a wizard.
Oh, sorry, Obi-Wan. I missed a bunch of. So a Granger is someone in charge of maintaining the lands of an estate. And so watching for poachers, if they're sort of a groundskeeper, but like, if there are like riding trails, they would keep those clear. So that's what a Granger does. So larger estates would have multiple Grangers and, reporting to somebody.
Saying things though, you sent to El Salvador, Max. Good. I don't have to suffer playing Karandrin.
That's right.
The next stream, I'm just like, you see, it's like a prison behind me.
That's right.
I'm just on my phone, like.
We are considering the shifting to OBS, and so I'm sure you can find a background that looks like bars or some glum cement background.
Don't be too loud. The warden will overhear. Yeah, so I tell just all I can do is warn them about Oshakra, and I will ask them also if they know if the soul prison could be, used to store the soul of anything other than an evil entity, right? If so, or if that's not the case, then his plans might have been foiled from the start.
Here I can be of some service without consulting my superiors. If it was constructed so carefully as we believe, then it would take some considerable effort to make it hold people of good intent. Do you think Oshakra has these skills?
I wouldn't doubt it. Or he would find someone who can and, pay them enough to request their service.
Well, if that is all, I must report back.
All right.
Um, she rises, tells you to keep resting, stay warm. Don't hesitate to contact them if you have any contact with Oshekra.
Okay.
Takes her leave of you. That is the 23rd.
Right.
Find a little time to read. It's just really hard to concentrate. Conversations are easier because they keep you engaged, but
Right.
it's been really tough.
Staring at text.
On the 25th, the Trinidos return. Ask of your health. You tell them you're improving very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
You had found a useful text on the Uthnorn and so on, and the Dianorn. They tell you that there is an ironworks being built inside of the keep, and now raw iron ingots are being delivered. These wagons are just won't carry any markings, so they can give you no lead there in terms of how to follow them or find, get in contact with them or to warn them they're dealing with evil.
Right.
But it looks like production is going to take place at the keep. And patrols continue to be at their newly expanded level.
Right.
And so at least no movement there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, can you only come back if you have some good news? Actually,
Right.
It's kind of. I'll just open up my phone and read the news. I need you to come and visit me.
Right.
Shit.
On the 30th of August,
Mm-hmm.
you get a visit from Fraudrum. She is clearly troubled. And has a lot to report. In good news, both Aldrich and Miagral have returned safely to the keep.
And they're now married.
And they're now married.
I've lost everything.
That's right.
Okay,
Another one of these sheets.
Great.
One of the council, I need to figure out a way to name these wizards councils so that I can search for them.
Yeah.
What was the little goblin seer's name? Plesh. That's right. Plesh has sent word from the goblins. Sorry, not from the goblins, from the eagles. More than a month ago, there were increased movements in the valleys to the east toward the desert. These turned out to be Penn slavers doing raids on goblin lands.
Oh, wow.
The Eagles, of course, wished them well as they hate the goblins.
That's fair.
And but several dozen were taken. That lasted more than a week. But there was also a sighting of Holver. There's an abandoned tower northeast of the of Balabrick, and there, Holver. I should pop up that caption. Holver was seen meeting with a male human dressed in fine, the finery of a Penn lord. The man, the Penn man, made his way to the tower on a Pegasus.
Okay, so Pegasus exist.
Yes. Two days ago, then, the priestess of Pelka reported a Penn lord arriving in Pelka and meeting with Volshad and Holver. The Elven Lord carried with him the Penn Lord, and again for our viewers, the Penn are a Mannish nation to the east of the mountains the dwarves inhabit. This Penn Lord, dressed in great finery, did not have any retinue with him. No guards, no nothing. And he left with a small bundle that seemed to fan out, and he passed out of view of the Eagles. Deshal has been weirdly coy with me, and it turns out, for good or for ill, this fool Deshal has faked a 9-fingered candle and left it for others to find.
What?
He found it 11.
That's a good one for Aldrin.
He found it 11 years ago.
Okay.
Studied it for 2, and made a powerful magical replica that appears to be as though the 9-fingered candle is broken. That's extremely difficult to use, as though
I see.
the attunement element of it is very challenging.
Right.
In the meanwhile, it's just a damn fake, which is great until whoever that being is discovers that. And who knows what that's going to do to the people of Pelka when that's discovered.
Yes. So where's the actual nine-fingered candle?
I know Dashal has it, but he refuses to answer. He refuses to answer.
What a twist.
So,
I mean, yeah, it's so convoluted. It has to be true.
and Dashal was apparently agreed to go with me, also reluctantly, because he really wanted to watch the exchange. But of course, we couldn't allow him to do that because we didn't want to spook the perpetrators and put the people of Pelka in even further danger if things came to magical blows. And so he just had to rely on a note sent by that young priestess. He is delighted. He's going to stay around Miagral's keep for a week or two to see if there's any fallout. I told him he's going to stay until we know there's no fallout, and then he and I will have to save the people of Pelka shoulder to shoulder, or he will have to answer to me. Let's see. You should mention then the news you learned of the lake to Oshekra.
To Fraldrum.
To Fraldrum.
And I will do that.
The Eagles have been asked to keep a closer eye on Pelka. There is a possibility that that Holver and Volshad may be looking at pulling up stakes and going. Wagons have appeared. They are loading. And unless this is some great expedition, which is also possible, they may be leaving this headquarters and going somewhere else.
Right. Now they have whatever item they got from the barter.
Yes. I have the unhappy task of trying to figure out what that item is. The priestess of Pelka has refused to pry, particularly given that they may be leaving. She doesn't want to disrupt anything if those forces are leaving her little village. Now, the Pegasi, we know there are herds of them in the mountains beyond the desert.
Okay. Now I know too. Thank you. Said we. A little presumptuous of you, Fraldrin.
So it is perhaps a lord or, or a free agent who is stationed near those mountains. He resides near those mountains, rules near those mountains.
Right.
Doshrik has returned from Pluston.
Okay.
Saying that Shelbrick has all kind of social connections and commercial connections in Pluston. Venters, Smith Works, precious metal interests, Elven, low-level Elven royalty. He has even met the Lady of the White Shield, although there seems to be no relationship there.
Okay.
He's been through the desert of a winged horse with no name. Whoa! We lost Max. That is not, I mean, it improves, obviously. It improves the stream. But here, if we just did this, yeah, it's not bad, right? I could just play both parts. Oh, God. I can see him yelling into his mic.
Ah! I knew if I screamed loud enough.
The greasy NPC, the greasy PC gets the oil. Quinn wants to play Brise, she said. I'm surprised you would want that, Quinn, as much shit as Brise.
I'm back to my character. You're at 2 HP.
That's right. I'll tell you who I'm going to piss off. Verilag. Let's get that lake open.
Oh my God. Okay.
So,
definitely, he's been, well entrenched in Pleston.
Right. Turn you up a little bit. You sound like you're quiet.
Maybe the audio is still needs to ramp up.
There we go.
Probably because I was screaming.
Oh, it might have auto
adjusted.
Yeah, auto adjusted. Oh gosh, it's 9. I wasn't even paying attention.
It is.
Wow.
It is. We're only on August 30th.
Yes. That's all right. We know that we're trying to get you to October 11th.
Right. Toward that.
And so, well, I don't want to keep us too much longer.
Yeah, we can maybe pick up the conversation with Fraldrin if I think of anything else.
Yeah, I don't want to shortchange you there, that opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Were there any more like major points though that she might need to cover?
Doshrik feels very comfortable that his sources have kept his name out of things, and that like he really feels good about his information gathering. But no one has a great idea about who this Penn Lord or this Penn player, power figure. Knowing so little about him, it's difficult.
Just that, he's maybe from the mountains past the desert, which is
right. So that would be the eastern edge of the Penn clans, and have to be toward the north. So you remember that Fraldrin took you to a city called the Desert Jewel, a city called Iainos.
Yes.
And so it would be further east than that, all the way to the mountains. That's right. His new pen pal. That's a good one, Quinn. I like that. So all right. So that's where we can wrap up.
Okay.
A lot of information. We didn't make it quite as far as we wanted to. But next week we're going to do our best to get to a point where Obi-Wan Karen can play, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll just we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. We got close, so we will keep pushing forward until we can organically get them to meet up, and then we'll see how this works with 3 players or 2 players and a pseudo game master.
Who else are you inviting? What the?
That's right. There's going to be a second Brise played by Quinn. It's going to be Verilag played by Quinn. Um,
And we cut to Quinn just get me out of here.
in a cage. That's
Back
right.
to Brise.
And we got to figure, if the lake is not Gitmo, we got to make a play on Gitmo for the name of the lake. Gitmo water. So, well, guys, thanks for joining us. We always appreciate it. If we think we're doing a good job and want to hear more from us, then like and subscribe. If you think we're doing a great job, then hey, hop the donor box and send us some love. Go look at Max's YouTube channel, where I assure you he does a great job. You see his link right down there, where on his channel he discusses the role of music and original soundtracks in video games. Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific character art for Brise that we use almost every session. You can see more of their work at artstation.com/Tortolua. And I've got a novel that's pretty good called A Shore Too Far. You can find that on Amazon. Max, why don't you say goodbye to these lovely people?
Yeah, I know. Excited for to see where we end up, and hope we get Obi-Wan carrying on soon.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Good night, everybody.